Hi, welcome back to another video. I know you've probably read the title and said, yep, that's wrong, but it is right. I actually mistakenly made a ski set for myself. Well, not mistakenly, if that isn't even is a word, but I did not plan this, and it was truly a surprise for me as well, but it actually turned out pretty good. So we're gonna show you, well, I'm gonna show you how I made that, and let's see the process together. Beforehand, I would like to tell you, do not look at my hair. I know it's a mess, but I'm going through my hair growth phase, which if anyone has ever cut her hair short and wanted it to be long after that, they've had this phase and they understand me completely. And yeah, I'm in that phase right now. As you can probably remember, my hair was this short, but now it's a bit longer. I haven't cut it in like 6 months or 5 months, I would say so. And yeah, I'm trying to bring out my natural curls and maybe a little longer. So I would like to apologize for that if I look a little messy. And let's get started. Let's just say how the story began. My mom is a fashion designer and she's a tailor, and she's been a tailor for about 30 years. Maybe even more, because she has started when I started in my age. I've started when I was maybe 15, 14 years old. Same with her. And yeah, actually maybe more than 30 years. So I could say that she is a pre-professional tailor, and she's really great at it, and she's actually a teacher of tailoring. So she has an online platform on Instagram and her own website, and she teaches tailoring, professional, like I don't know what you call it, moulaging, everything that you think about tailoring and the professional word of that. She is the absolute master of it, and she teaches it online. So why did I tell you that? Because my mom always buys different fabrics and teaches through them. How does that work? Well, you see, if she wants to teach a certain sleeve, she just doesn't like to only do that and then throw it out. So she just completely buys somehow a cheap or maybe average fabric, not something really good quality, because she's not certainly gonna use it. So she buys that, and we often buy it together because I like to go to the fabric store for myself as well. So we go there, we buy the fabric she wants, she teaches it, she records the tailoring and the tutorial, and then she doesn't really keep them for herself, because usually the things that she wants to teach, this is a really fun thing, because she chooses really bright and vibrant colors for her fabrics. And why is that? Because she wants it to have like sort of a really good vision and visibility under the camera. But yeah, if she buys a black fabric or something so simple and plain, that's not gonna show what she's doing on it. So it will be completely black and she's talking over it, but she's actually done a sew there, you know. It will be really harder for the students to understand her. That's why she always chooses really vibrant and bold colors, and she is an old-fashioned, old money style. I would say it's a classic lady for her style and her fashion sense, and those colors do not exist on her color palette normally. Yeah, and that is the good news. Why? Because I exist on those color palettes. And as you can probably guess, I like colors. I love them, especially if they're outstanding. I do not like to blend in. Every time I go out, my plan and my goal is just to have people look at me, maybe some sort of like, okay, she's crazy. That's a good sign for me, you know? That means I did my styling well that day. But yeah, jokes aside, I love vibrant colors. Vis-a-vis, I love the designs she makes and the dresses she makes. Not dresses, outfits. But I also have a sister, and she also wears everything my mother makes, because made dresses and outfits for us from age 0 for both of us, and that's why for me, I've started sewing when I was 15 years old or so, so that's when I stopped asking for her to make me something. But my sisters kept going on because she does not like sewing or fashion or at all something like that, but she also likes usually the stuff my mom makes, and because they have kind of similar fashion senses, normally the stuff goes to her. But this time around it was a puffer jacket. And one fact you should know about me is I'm an addict to puffer jackets. I have an addiction for puffy stuff, for puffy jackets, big coats, everything that's big and bold and space taking. I love them. I really love them. And that's why this time around she made that especially for me. So how's that working? So because I'm pretty tall, considering I don't know in inches, but I'm 176 centimeters tall. I would write the inches right here. I'm sorry, I don't know it now because we don't use American measures. But yeah, I'm pretty tall and my hands are pretty long. So when she was making this puffer jacket, she actually made it a really long sleeve puffer so it would match me. That's when I got the idea that it's a perfect jacket for me. Let's make it a perfect set. And I did not think of a ski set because I have not been skiing once in my life, okay? Not even after making the dress, the outfit. But yeah, that's that. So this was the puffer jacket she made me. As you can see, very, very big, very vibrant, beautiful color. And I thought to myself, this is really cool. But for me, it does not work with like jeans, you know? It would be a sin to set this with a jean and just call it a day. For me, I would like it to be eye-catching. That's when I realized, by the way, most of my outfits, people might even think that they're funky or weird. That's the goal. I just want to say that. So if you think, oh no, jeans are really better for this kind of puffer because that takes a lot of tension, and if you make the pants really eye-catching as well, it would overstimulate. Not for me, just a preference, okay? I am not hating on people that wear puffers and jeans, okay? So I went back to the fabric store. I bought the fabric, but there was a problem. You see, my mom is a professional tailor, and I knew that, but I didn't ask her, is this gonna be an easy project? Well, even if I asked, she would probably say, yeah, it would be super easy because everything is super easy for her. Not everything is super easy for me. So how's that? Well, if you see here, this was the fabric that I bought, and this was the puffer she made. Do you see any differences? Yeah, this one has a lot of more lines. And why is that? Because she actually wanted to make the fabric more thick so it would be cold proof. So she actually sewed a different layer of, I don't know what you call it, stuff. This kind of, I think what you fill in the pillows with. Let's just call them a heat protector. So she actually sewed a layer of heat protector over the fabric before doing anything with it. That's when I realized I need to do this as well, because I wanted the pants to look really stiff, like these pictures that I searched in the Pinterest, and I did not like the fabric already because it was like really wobbly, and especially with the jacket being so warm and so thick, a really thin pants like those would not be, you know, matching. Not even in the fashion sense, but in the heat sense. Like my feet would be cold all the time, my legs. That's why I realized I need to do the heat protector layer as well. So I went and bought this. Now, what you might not notice is that this layer is actually a bit thinner than the one used in the actual jacket, because I did not want the pants to be that big and thick and stiff, you know? So I wanted to have some room for movements and freedom, you know? That's why I chose this. I think it was about, maybe if that was a 1 centimeter thick, or maybe, yeah, 1 centimeter thick, this one was about 7 millimeters thick. Not that much of a difference, but it made a difference. And about the design, we had the jacket already, so we couldn't have changed that. I did some research on Pinterest. I mostly choose my designs over there. I do not usually just pick one outfit and do the exact same thing. I usually just pick a few outfits that I like. For example, I like the cuffs in this one, I like the sleeve in that one, I like the buttons in that one, and I combine them and I make my own version of what I want. And that's exactly what I did. I used a couple of pictures like these, and I decided that I wanted to be wide-legged, so it would look really cute with some winter boots. And I wanted to have this kind of elastic going over. I don't know what you call it in English. I mean, I don't know the specific term, but I just call it a jumpsuit. I know everything with matching sleeves and legs are a jumpsuit, but yeah, let's just call it a jumpsuit or ski suit maybe. And yeah, we chose the design, we bought the fabric, we bought the heat protector layer, and yeah, you just couldn't do simple sewings around the rectangle of the fabric. I had to actually do the same exact look sewing. Do you see my bed sheet? Like, there's some lines like this, and then there's some lines like this crossing over them. I had to do exactly that over all of my pieces. So I first cut my fabric for my pants, and then I cut the heat protector a bit bigger than those pants so it would have room to shrink. And then I pinned all of these together, coupling them together, and I sewed every single one of them. It was really time consuming but really fun for me because it was a pretty simple and repeating project. So I did that and made something like this. These are like the patterns that I had, and I had them ready and I added the heat layer. So it was time to sew them. I sewed them. I don't usually do tutorials on how I tailored them because I actually get a lot of help from my mom and I don't do everything on my own. So that's why I'm not ready to teach you how I did this and I did that, but it's pretty simple, you know. And I added a simple just kind of rectangle over here for this part, and I did some elastics. I wanted the elastics to cross over my back, as you can see. So I did that. I made the elastics and I made a really long fabric loop, actually 2 really long fabric loops for around the elastics, and I really shrunk them down to make these. These were going to be my elastics. And if you have any tailoring experience, you know that a person in their home, if you're not a professional person with all of the equipments, you cannot make these kind of buttons and their locks on your own. So I had them pre-made, and I just gave my suit to our, I don't know what you call it, the shop for tailoring stuff, not the fabric store. Yeah, I gave it to them and they just made it. They punched right over here and I sewed the locks myself, and that's pretty just about it. And also I add a lining because the heat protector layer was super itchy. Like, once I wore it I could not stand it and I just ripped it on my over like off. Just I could not stand it because it was super itchy and super stiff. Like, every time I tried to move my legs or walk or sit, it would just make me crazy. So I added a lining base. It was a mustard color, a really simple fabric, so it would go inside my pants. and cover everything of the heat protector fabric, not the fabric stuff. And that's that. I attached the end of my pants to the end of my heat protector from the side like this. It was ready to wear. Now, what's even funnier is I did not think this suit would be actually really good for like skiing. Yeah, it is cute. I did not think it was practical because, well, ski suits are professionally made. They have special fabrics, special sewing techniques that wouldn't keep the heat of the body from running away. But exactly that weekend I finished this suit. Right after about 12 hours, we went ahead and we went out of the city. We went to our little village and we went to our like some sort of lake house, but there's no lake. Yeah, that. So we went there. There was snowing pretty bad, and here's the footage of me. I can assure you this worked. I was not cold for 1 second. I have been in this snow, this exact same snow in this exact same spot for over 20 years. And I can assure you this was the only time I was not cold at all. And I tested this for 3 straight days. Like, I took this suit and just some pajamas and left house. And I did not take these out of my body. Like, I did not take this off, sorry. And it just worked. It was really good. It did not let my heat go away. It did not let the cold come in, you know. It was really perfect. Funnily enough, it was not getting wet, you know. I was walking in the snow maybe this tall, so the rims of my pants should have been pretty damaged if it wasn't wet proof. But it worked really great. I was really comfortable and it was pretty eye-catching as well. Like, I did not have a single person to look at me and not say something about it, and that's a win for me. Maybe not for you. I do not force you to be out of the ordinary, like be freaky even, but I love that vision for me and it was a total success. But enough chatting, let's just show you guys the finished look and let's go check it out, and we'll be back. Let's go check it out. As you can see, I paired it with some striped long sleeves that I had, and I really liked the vision. And that's it. I made a ski set accidentally for myself, thanks to my mom, because we actually made it with each other, because she made the jacket and I made the pants. But yeah, this was a complete success. So this was a really good experience for me and I just wanted to share it with you guys. If you like this kind of videos, please let me know, because I'm actually not a professional but an intermediate tailor, and I love this side of my fashion self and I love showing this to you. But I do not have the audience yet, because I've only been showing you my fashion designing and fashion sketching over this time, this past couple of months. But yeah, if you like this kind of fashion styling and fashion sewing stuff, it's actually a big part of my life and my job. So I would love to show you guys every project I make, and there's absolutely a funny story in every one of them that I would love to share with you guys. So let me know down in the comments if you enjoy this kind of storytelling videos where I show you my fashion making, probably. And that's it. I hope you had a good time if you're watching until now. Thank you so much. And I'm just hoping I can improve in this because I was not comfortable right now. I don't know if you probably noticed. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please hit the subscribe button because I currently have about 186 subscribers. If I could make it a bit, tiny bit more, that would mean the world to me. And all of you 186 people are my loves. Thanks so much for supporting me. And that's that. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.